What's up, you guys? Check out the Dream coming to you all with another fun-filled vlog here in my home state of Tennessee. We are out in the remote wilderness of East Tennessee. We are not far from Tellico Plains. To be honest, I don't know where we're at, to be honest. Other than I know the history of this place, and what we're about to check out today is that it is an abandoned slate mine. And even further than that, it was also a cannonball assembly, or where Union or Confederate soldiers would melt cannonballs and they would make other weapons. Anyway, you guys, today we are going to check out this abandoned slate mine and the history of this area. So without further ado, let's anchor down. This is a foundation that is something you need to look for if you ever want to check out this abandoned slate mine. The first area that we're going to check is a really big entrance here on top of the hill. But as I'm climbing up here to the top of this mining entrance, I want to give you all a little more history about this area. You see, prior to this being a slate mine, this was a cannonball and shell manufacturing site. It was used by the Confederate Army back in the middle days of the Civil War, probably around 1861, 1862. But in 1863, darn it, I need to calm down. In 1863, you had General Sherman. He came through here, through the Tellico Plains area, and he left it in ashes. Now, in this area, this was where they manufactured those weapons and whatnot. And sometime in the 1930s is when this slate mine will be created. And as you can see, there is a great deal of those foundations that are left. And even you can kind of see these of where the foundations used to be. Just check that out. There's more. And right over there, really makes you wonder what kind of hole, or what kind of slate, or honestly what has been lost to history here in the mountains. So we're just climbing, trying to be safe. Now, a few years back, I did go out to this area with Adventures United, but that has been quite a few years ago. Darn it, I'm getting a little bit worn out. But now this right here is part of that foundation. I mean, it goes down the rest of the hill. We were just there a second ago. But I'm honestly just a little bit curious about what part of the slate mine or the Civil War weapon manufacturing site that was used for. Because if I'm not mistaken, that goes in pretty deep, or it looked as if it went back pretty deep at one point. But it looks like it's been covered over. But I don't think we're much farther from the from this tunnel entrance. Okay, now, yes, my hair is totally messy. That's what I get for wearing a toboggan for going on about 2 months this year. I miss Florida weather. But you guys, now that we have walked straight up this hill, this rocky hill, we have found a major cave entrance within this slate mine. Whew, darn it. Nestled within the bosom of these mountains is a cave entrance like no other. And this is the cave. Quite honestly, I'm not sure if you all can catch that, but it goes all the way down there. At one point, I really wanted to take a trip down there get some rock climbing equipment, but I have yet to do that. Now, I remember a long time ago I came here and shot a lot of photos. Didn't think I'd ever get around to making a video of it, but every time I come out here, which is not that often, it's like this hole gets bigger and bigger. This is deep, but I heard gunshots. Now tell me that isn't scary. But you guys, now that we have found this major entrance, we are going to go inside some of these slate mines. Also, there's a quarry out here as well. So we're gonna climb down off this mountain and we're gonna check out these caves. You know, if you had told me I'd be climbing straight up a hill, I would say this looked pretty darn sketchy. But in actuality, this looks way safer than me having to crawl or my way up a hill, especially with all this loose slate laying everywhere. But here we go to the quarry. It's just down that hill right there. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm not sure if you can hear that. I love the sound of frogs. That's a sign that winter is upon us. We're finally getting out of this cold weather. And I can actually do a lot more warm weather vlogs, even though I'm already out here in the woods. Ain't that a oxymoron in itself? After a few minutes, that was very, very sketchy walking, but I'm very glad that we are in the open now. And we are right in front of the quarry. I'll go show you what this looks like. It's very, very blue water. I honestly wonder what kind of fish are in it, if there's any fish in it at all. I don't know. Maybe do a fishing vlog sometime. Don't know. Now, someone once told me that there used to be a crane that was out here at the quarry. Y'all see it goes pretty deep. But again, I don't know if there's any fish out here or whatever happened to that crane. I mean, honestly, I'm kind of wondering if maybe it just sank, or maybe it corroded, or maybe it's just entirely gone. I mean, it almost feels like Florida spring. I know there's not that much of a trail right here. Obviously, it's kind of crumbled over the last few years, but just over there, those are the tunnels. But I just love the outdoors. It's so good to be out here. Dang, just that is amazing. I'm sorry, it's just so blue, and it reminds me of a Florida spring. Even though I am in the remote wilderness of East Tennessee. Yes, I'm out in the middle of nowhere. Now that we have come to our first tunnel entrance, we are going to check out and see what's inside. I mean, as of right now, it doesn't look terribly dark. But word for the wise who know of these areas, I do not recommend coming back here because, quite frankly, this looks pretty dangerous. Like, you don't know if this could collapse at any moment, or if it's so sound. The next time this thing could ever collapse would be when the end of the human race was. But I'm not going to chance it, but we are going to check out more. Now, don't tell me that is sketchy. I know we've already seen one like this. See, slipping, falling. I've already stepped on one like this before, and I was able to do it because I held onto a tree, but there is nothing there. So, I guess I'm going to step right here. And hopefully I don't die today. Okay, now, that was very sketchy. That was way more sketchy than this other stuff that I have been into so far to get to these mines. I'm not sure if I'm intelligent, ingenious, or just plain crazy. But, well, maybe I should go around. Like maybe you're like around there instead of falling there and falling on my butt and getting wet and ruining my phone and all my electronics. We may just go around the other way. Maybe. Or we could check out another entrance to one of these slate mines. As y'all can see, there's a very peaceful waterfall here. I just love the sound of that. You know what? Honestly, that's probably drinkable. Probably. And this is one of the entrances to the slate mines. Now, quite honestly, there is one mine. Oh, wow. Just check that out. It's flowing through the caves. That is awesome. But, if I'm not mistaken, I know there is one entrance or a cave that is partially intact. Just check that out. Look at the, like, just listen to that. There's a big old opening there too. And I think at one point right there, that's where the one of the entrances used to be. So I think we are going to make our descent into the last slate mine that is open here. Alright, you guys, if I'm not mistaken, it is this cavern right here that still has some open space to it. And if you look down here, you can even see a where they dynamited this hole, or I should say this tunnel. Yeah, what they would do when dynamiting this area is they drill these really deep tubes down into the mine. They drop a stick of dynamite down there, and boom, they would blow the whole entrance up, and they would start mining here within the caverns. And quite honestly, this entrance may have already collapsed. I don't really know, but we're about to find out. If I'm not mistaken, the entrance used to be right here. So that is why I have brought my handy dandy light with me. This is pretty darn bright. I mean, I'm looking at the hole right now. Alright, you guys. Here in this opening right here, you got to be kind of careful when going into these spots, because I really don't know how much the landscape has changed. But if you look back in there, that is the tunnel system. Now, I'm going to be very careful what I'm doing, because I don't want this tunnel to collapse, because that'd be the end of me, and that'd be the end of my channel, and I don't want that. I've come too far in building the Dream Poet. The Dream Poet Saga. Yes. I don't know. And plus, I just love to say anchor down. It's very quiet back here. It's very cold. No telling who was down here the last time. Okay. Back there is the end of the tunnel. Not sure if you guys can see that. Honestly, I gotta be careful. So like I said, it could be within the next few days. Or quite honestly, it could be till the end of the human race. But there could be a mine collapse. But this goes back pretty far a bit of ways. I know it does go into a dead end, but I know from there we're not gonna go much further just because I just don't know. Okay, I think I brought a flashlight. Alright guys, this is the end of the caverns. I mean, it does go back a little bit of ways from there, but it doesn't go much further than that. Like I said, I don't know how much of this you all can see. I mean, it's pretty dark here. And I mean, I don't know if this is, I don't really know if this is fungus on these walls or if this is like fool's gold. For example, look at the shine. I don't know if you can pick that up on the camera, but for better respects, it goes back pretty far a bit of ways there. And that is where we came out of. Again, I don't know how well you can see that. And this is another entrance that collapsed some time ago. This is why I'm honestly a little bit afraid about going back here. But now that I've shown you guys that, we are going to get out of this tunnel, because this is really dark and really, really sketchy. Darn, that was freaky. There was nothing but pure silence out there, or I should say in there. It felt unnatural in a way. And I'm honestly a little bit tired. So you guys, I think this is where I'm going to end the vlog today. Remember, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Always means a lot. It goes to show that y'all care. It means y'all want to see more. So you guys, this is going to be it for another one. Vlog over.